Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another vintage AJ Renzi Halloween blow mold candy bucket. This is good old number 800 for those keeping score at home. This features the witch, the embossed witch on her broom with the jack-o'-lanterns and the trick-or-treat surrounding her. This is the 6-inch tall variation, so that's the important factor. There's different sizes. There's 6 different sizes. The smallest one is number 650. It's an adorable, even smaller size. This is number 1100. So there's a larger one. So it goes this one. There's one bigger than this, and there's one bigger than this. And then there's one that doesn't have the black paint on the face. That's all 6. So I'm halfway there. This is my first one to have the witch on her broom. Great Halloween imagery. It really, checked all the boxes. I love orange is my favorite color. So I love how this one's got a deeper orange. It's got less fading, and I'm sure there was just some natural variation in the plastics used. One thing about AJ Renzi's I've noticed, if you can get it closer up, there's a texture to this one. And I can recall as a child of the early 80s that the one I had kind of had a smoother texture, kind of like this one. But I know there is a texture variation. This one has less of a texture. Just a small side note there. Again, this has a skull, the smallest one, number 650, the scared cat on the 1100, and then on the newest one that I acquired is the witch. These probably date, now the blow mold guide online says 1960s and 70s. I'm willing to think it's 70s and 80s. I don't recall seeing these in the 90s unless they were leftovers, secondhand or whatever. But for sure, 70s and 80s. So this is number 800. I need to get 3 more, and then these will be complete. I think a really cool thing to do is have a totem. I do that with my paper mache ones. Stack them, and then you can put, let me zoom out, tea lights in them, and the blow molds just really glow so nicely. You know what I mean? And then I'll have my other 3 under that. That could be cool. So for you collectors out there, maybe, I know, for example, folks in their 20s or 30s that want to get into some Halloween collectibles, these are a really nice way to enter, and they're affordable still. I mean, they're, $15 plus shipping, give or take. These are relics of my era. When I collect these things, and I collect older things like the paper mache pumpkins from the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and those are really expensive. I mean, those are 80, 90, 100. They could be a lot more than that also. So those are expensive, but these are still affordable. These 70s and early 80s blow molds, they have a lot of character, and I mean, now is a good time to get a few if you want a few for your collection or your decoration. Are they going to go up in value? I mean, probably, but not a lot. I don't think. But you never know. I mean, things the older I get, the more I realize things happen faster than I realized as a kid. So the value could go up, but these are pretty abundant. The only really rare one that I've come across is number 650, the skull. That just, I'm not sure if it's rare. It's just hard to find. But that's about it. They're not really hard to find. They're just fun to find the one you like. I think that's the main point. You can really search for the color of the tone of the orange, if you want a faded one or more of a darker orange. And that's about it, right? The black paint really doesn't bug me at all, because even back in the 80s that would peel off, so that doesn't really bug me. I'm not going to retouch it. This is still, besides the original one that I had as a kid, the black cat, this skull one is just so sweet. But the witch is great too. I'm happy to have her in the collection now. Again, number 800 for those keeping score at home. It's got to get 3 more, then the set is complete. So that is that. Have a great day, and thanks for checking in.